Welcome to Through the Word, leading you on a journey through the entire Bible, one chapter at a time. Today, Chris Langham leads us through the book of Ecclesiastes. Now to Pastor Chris.
Ecclesiastes 2 today on Through the Word, a story about bad dates and dead monkeys. Not really, but we'll get to that. Actually, in Ecclesiastes 2, Solomon continues his quest to answer the question of life. What's the point? Or as he puts it, what does man gain? Solomon is conducting a series of tests to find out what is worthwhile in life. He just finished test number 1, live to learn, wisdom. It didn't work out, so we move on to the next one. What's next? Pleasure. Like the promising college student who drops out because what's the point anyway? Let's just go party. At verse 1, I thought in my heart, come now, I will test you with pleasure to find out what is good. But that also proved to be meaningless. Laughter, I said, is foolish, and what does pleasure accomplish? In the end, once again, nothing was gained. Like the great philosophy of the hippie generation in the 60s degenerated into the hedonism of the 70s, neither of them worked out. So what's next? The yuppies. Materialism. Live for success. At verse 4, I undertook great projects. I built houses for myself and planted vineyards. I made gardens and parks and planted all kinds of fruit trees in them. Solomon is like the college student who says, well, I dropped out, then I partied, but let's just go back to work. Let's get something done. But in the end, this doesn't work out either. At verse 10, he says, I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. My heart took delight in all my work, and this was the reward for all my labor. That's an interesting phrase. I denied myself nothing. I refused my heart no pleasure. Isn't that the way of the world today? Follow your heart. Never say no to yourself. But compare that to what Jesus says. He says, if anyone's going to follow after me, he must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow. But Solomon's not having it. Verse 11, yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Nothing was gained under the sun. He denied himself nothing, yet gained nothing in the end. But consider the way of Christ, who says to deny yourself and follow him. Paul says that to live is Christ and to die is gain. Now remember, this story is really about bad dates and dead monkeys. That's because the real lesson here in chapter 2 is captured best in a scene from the Indiana Jones movie. Do you recall the scene where Dr. Jones and Solomon are discussing the location of the lost ark, and Indiana's tossing a piece of fruit up and down in his hand? When they finish talking, Indiana tosses the fruit up over his head, and Solomon grabs the poisoned fruit out of the air just before it reaches his friend's mouth. Solomon points to a dead monkey next to the fruit bowl and says, bad dates. What's the point? There are dead monkeys everywhere. Not real monkeys, but people who are living for the empty things of this world, things that are definitely not dateable, and it leaves them empty. It's meaningless, vanity, chasing the wind. Why would you chase after fame or riches or the rock star life? The promises of the world are so empty, it's ridiculous. Have you seen behind the music? We are surrounded by dead monkeys. Yet somehow we think, I'm the exception. I can eat those dates. Bad dates are killing the people around you. And I don't mean mini golf in a movie. Whatever it is tempting you, drinking, drugs, success, lust, whatever, just look down the road a piece. Does it work out? Does it pay off? See the dead monkeys. Read Ecclesiastes 2 today and take the lesson to heart. Learn from Solomon's mistakes and don't repeat them. Don't follow the world. The road goes nowhere. Follow Christ, who promised, whoever tries to keep his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. And remember, bad dates, dead monkeys.
Join us next time on Through the Word as we continue the journey, one chapter at a time. Start your own journey through the Bible with our web and mobile apps at throughtheword.org. Our apps are free and free to share, so tell your friends and take the journey together. Chris Langham is the founder of Through the Word Ministries in Diamond Head, Mississippi. You can find information and links for all of our teachers on the website. And remember, faith comes by hearing, and hearing through the Word.